Oh, it's been a while. Hey, welcome back. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the time I quit Bedwars. Now, I know that I've basically been gone for the past week, but this video has nothing to do with that story, but I will cover a bit of it at the end. I'll just take a little break. Before we start off, if at any point you like what you've seen, go ahead, do not forget to like, sub, bell, comment, bell so you never miss an upload. Join a Discord server, we're at about 1200 members. Honestly, the goal is to see it have 10k one day. And also, this next week, we're going to be doing a little revamp. And next week is also the end of the giveaway for the rank upgrade. So there's still time to win. So go join and let's set a like goal. I've been gone for a while. I'm not expecting this to be that active. 500 likes, please. And okay, intro. Okay, first game, Heron Lighthouse. And now before we start off, real quick, I just want to talk about channel memberships, which is something I started a couple of days ago. I briefly mentioned it in my most recent video, but basically you can unlock these perks right here. But it's not free, so it does cost money. So I'm not telling you that you have to do it, but if any of those things sound appealing to you and you like the idea of it, feel free to go ahead. And also, as mentioned, channel members also do get shout outs. So real quick, big shout out to Person and Manofi, I believe is how it's pronounced. So, okay, let me kill this guy. He doesn't take KB, okay. And okay, so on to the video. Now, I'm actually not talking about this past week that I've taken off. Where are you? Okay. I'm going to be referring to the 2 months I took off a little while back. If you scroll through my videos, you see how it says like 4 months ago, and then the next jump is like 6 months ago. So I took 2 weeks off from YouTube and Bedwars. And honestly, after playing this game since the beginning of lockdown, having that 2 months off was probably the most relaxing 2 months of my life. And now let me get more into it. So I actually want to start all the way back from the beginning when I started grinding. So let's take this all the way back to March 2020. So as I've mentioned before, I found Bedwars through a Gamer Boy 80 video. And then I remember that I used to play Hypixel a lot myself, and just all of that inspired me to come back to it and try it out again. And yeah, so that's just like a brief explanation of like how I started playing, I guess. And ever since then, I've just been playing. I was constantly grinding. As soon as I learned what prestiges were, I just didn't want to stop going. It took me about 3 months to get to Iron Prestige, and I actually hit it about 3 days before my birthday, which, fun fact, was actually 3 days after the tournament finished. The only Hypixel Bedwars tournament I've been on the server for. Honestly, like, just everything aside, I want tournaments to come back. I really want to play another Bedwars tournament. It was probably the most fun I had. And it was actually where I met some of my closest friends. Of course, I don't speak to them anymore, but actually I speak to one. But yeah, so after playing for about 6 months, you know how we were on lockdown, everything reopened again in, I think it was August. You're going crazy, aren't you? Stand back. Oops, I'm stuck. And there's the bed gone. Yeah, so 6 months after the lockdown, everything reopened. And at this point, I was still actively grinding Bedwars because I was so used to having like a messed up sleep schedule. Even though we were back at school, I used to wake up at 3 a.m. Well, the goal was to wake up at midnight, but sometimes I woke up a bit later at 3 a.m. And I used to just grind from 3 to 7. I used to grind. Actually, that's a lie. I woke up, showered, ate, and then I started grinding. So even though the lockdown was over and I had to go back to school, I still never quit because at this time I didn't pay much attention to school. Oh my god. But yeah, I never used to pay much attention to school. My teachers never liked me anyway. I just had no motivation. More about that in the video on top right. But yeah, so I was actively grinding Bedwars. So even though I should have quit, I never did. And at this point, I think I hit maybe 300 stars because actually... wait, yeah, my first video on this channel I was at 300 stars. So actually my first video on this channel I was 300 stars. So what I'm talking about right now was a few months before that, so maybe that was my gold prestige at 200 stars. Yeah, that makes more sense. But yeah, I was not ready to quit. I started grinding doubles at this point, and I grinded doubles and fours for a whole prestige. I don't want to break this bed because I'm not going to get the final kill. Let me back up. I ran out of blocks. Didn't happen. But yeah, so at this point, I had no intention of quitting anytime soon. In fact, my goal, and this is still my goal, is to grind to 1,000 stars and then just quit the game completely. Well, if I'm gonna be honest, now things are a bit different because I have the whole YouTube thing going on for me. But my goal was always to quit. Alright, watch this. Insane plays. I'm gonna wait for blue to die, and then I'm gonna break. Hopefully blue dies. If blue dies, then I can get both final kills, but that's just not the case. Okay. Alright, watch this. Insane plays. But yeah, so a bit after August, and then we get to January, which was the month I made my first video in. If you go back to my playlist, you can see that my first commentary was made in January. Anyways, a few months after this brings us to April, which was a month before I hit 1k. But yeah, so at this point things were getting a bit harder. I had to slow down, and I actually ended up quitting for the first time in at that point, it would have been a year. And honestly, the quitting actually just made me so depressed because I was so used to like the habit of waking up and playing as soon as I wake up. I had no idea what to do. Like the feeling that I'm just going wrong about my day. It was really depressing. Alright, final game here on Solus. If you're still here, please do not forget to like, sub, and comment. And okay, back to the story. So yeah, honestly, the feeling, it was just terrible. I know this is probably a weird video to relate to, but there's a video made by a YouTuber named Gwog, and it's about Hypixel addiction. And honestly, that video, I feel it completely. That's what I had. I was addicted to that server. Like the way he described it is everything I felt. Please don't land that. Okay. Oh, fun fact, I learned how to S-tap, right? And did you see that, KB? Bro, S-tapping is so useful. The combos I get with it are crazy. But yeah, so imagine doing the same thing every day for about basically 12 months, right? Same pattern every day for a whole year. And then all of a sudden you break it. And the thing that made it even harder is I didn't even want to break it. It's an addiction which I didn't want to lose. But doing online school for months and not having to worry about getting ready, lunch breaks and all that, just no stress about that. And then all of a sudden you just go back into school. Well, actually, what? You want to die? No, you're a bit laggy. Not only was I breaking out of the whole Hypixel addiction habit, I was also breaking out of, you know, just being comfortable at home, not having to worry about getting ready. I was losing that too. I'm sure you can guess how stressful the whole thing was. This kid really mid-rushed me. Wow, okay. But this way I get the M's. What's your plan here? I don't understand. You break my bed, which of course puts me at the risk of losing. And then you come here with a clean leather set of armor. Bro. Like, oh, I don't want to win. I just want to make sure you don't either. Since we're talking about people I hate, I have a little story. Listen to this. So I was in a ranked Bedwars queue earlier, right? You can already imagine the turn this is going to take. But I joined the random lobby 1 party, and this is the message I get welcome to. And now, of course, as you can imagine, I'm confused. I genuinely didn't say anything back until like the end. And you can see this screenshot of him just clearly getting scared that I was inking his base, gonna break his bed. And then I did break the bed. And then I said that, and oh my god, he was so annoyed. Like, what, talking about top killer? Who the hell cares about top killer? I don't know if he was like joking or being genuine, but it was just so stupid. The whole thing was so stupid. I just don't understand Bedwars plays these days. Like, bro, come on. I just realized I got a little bit carried away with that toxic story, but basically, point is, breaking out of the habit, that's why I quit. I had to break the habit for school. It was depressing, and because I broke that habit, I just left it completely. I didn't want to do like an on and off thing where some weeks I play Bedwars and some I don't. I got Guild XP through AFKing, which was popular at the time, and it was allowed, but then eventually they banned it. And plus, this was also the time, where I got back into the game. You have strength. Why are you snowing me when you have strength? I'm so bad at Skywars. Alright, now real quick, I'm just gonna talk about where I've been this past week. No, I'm having some trouble with university. Yeah, that's right, I'm old. And I'm trying to get in, but everyone keeps telling me to like wait for different semesters and stuff like that. And I'm trying to. I'm gonna be real, I don't even know what semesters meant like a little while back. Why would you just die? Okay. And basically they have my name, like they know I'm trying to join and that I've registered. So if they don't put me in now, like in January, then they'll put me in September for next year, but then that means I have to go the whole year without doing anything with my life. And I don't know, it's stress. It's a lot of stress. Every job I've applied for has denied me too. I've had no motivation because of that, plus the fact that I'm also actively looking for jobs like all the time, and I'm just taking care of real life stuff right now. So I'm just gonna end this off here. That's where I've been, and that's talking about the time I quit. Anyways, if you're still here, thank you very much. Go ahead, like, sub, bell, comment. See you.